What's up everyone, and welcome to LahvUs. And also welcome to our third part to building the perfect keto s'mores. As you remember with this series, we're being very particular with the recipes we choose, making sure that they're using ingredients that correlate with the originals. So a staple ingredient in marshmallows is egg whites. And most of the keto recipes we looked at actually didn't include them. Let us know if you find one that does, but TPHKetoDesserts, of course, had one that did have optional egg whites, and that's the one we're going with. And guys, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and hit that bell. You won't want to miss that s'mores finale.
For this recipe, you're going to want a silicone mold. So we got this one off Amazon, of course, and ours are square. I mean, you can make your marshmallows into anything. So just powder them with erythritol and then set them aside. Start off with 2 tablespoons of cold water and sprinkle in 1.5 tablespoons of gelatin. Now set that aside and we'll whip up 2 egg whites into soft peaks. Now set your egg whites aside and we'll get started on our sweetener mixture. So in a pot we'll add 3/4 cup of allulose and 1/4 cup of erythritol and 4 tablespoons of water. Now we'll stir in our gelatin mixture from earlier. Now I'll pour this into our egg whites while it's still beating. Now I'll add in 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, stir it until it forms stiff peaks. Then we'll add it into our silicone molds and let it sit for at least an hour.
It's Marshmallow Keto Day.
How cute! And it's super squishy.
I guess we'll say that we left them overnight. You can leave them, on the recipe she says you could leave them for like an hour.
Yeah.
But on a candy making website that we checked said 8 hours for marshmallows. So we just left it overnight. Are you excited to try it?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so sticky. You might want to roll these in powdered swerve. A lot of people have the issue with you know, keto sweeteners not tasting much like sugar. But I don't know if it's because we use the allulose. I bet like the straight erythritol would probably have a little bit of a different taste, right?
Yeah, because allulose doesn't have an aftertaste, so I think erythritol would have had that like weird aftertaste. But this like, there's no aftertaste. It tastes just like a freaking marshmallow.
Yeah.
See, the ultimate test is gonna be, can you burn this? That's gonna be the ultimate test.
I already know the s'mores is gonna be so good altogether. I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. Flavor.
Yeah, flavor, I give it a thumbs up.
It's exactly like it.
I guess the one thing that we gotta put in there is the flavor is good, but don't eat them alone. Just like you wouldn't eat regular marshmallows alone. I mean, this is literally just like the protein from the egg whites and then all the sweetener. At least it's drastically less sugar and gonna be a lot better on your blood sugar, but it's not really offering you much as far as nutrition. Texture?
Oh, the texture is perfect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, it's so perfect. But like you had mentioned, like rolling it into the
powdered erythritol.
The powdered erythritol will probably make it a little bit more like a marshmallow, because when you touch a marshmallow, it's dry.
So for recipe, one thing we have to say is candy making is an art and it's a skill. And part of the issue with a few recipes we've done recently is we're reading recipes and they're using terms that kind of sound like everyday words, but they're actually like specific stages or specific things in the cooking world. With this recipe, we came across the whole softball stage, which is a term in candy making that has to do with the amount of sugar or the amount of water that you leave inside of a sugar or sweetener to turn it into a syrup. It's a very specific thing, so we actually ruined one batch of sweetener because we were waiting for the liquid to turn into a softball. But basically, look up candy making softball stage if you're gonna do this recipe. You're gonna need that. There's a quick 3-minute video, maybe we'll link it in the description, that really helped us out. And with a few of recipes from TPHKetoDesserts, she is our top 3 favorite recipe creators.
Especially for candy.
Yes. Yeah. Candy, she's probably number 1. But a lot of her recipes are kind of outdated. Within her recipe on her blog, it's kind of like there's no spacing, which kind of makes it hard to keep track of. There's no bullet points. It's like a full paragraph for the instructions. Makes it kind of difficult. Also, with the updating, she has isomalt and sorbitol that she used. You can use erythritol, but the problem with erythritol is that it crystallizes after like a day, and you don't want a crystallized marshmallow. So we scoured the comments, and she actually replied to somebody who asked the same thing, like, is this keto? And she had mentioned that you can use allulose or tagalose, which is keto, but it's also a newer ingredient that back then they didn't have. She was saying like those ingredients, the allulose or the tagalose, weren't really common back then. Right. I don't know if they were completely invented recently, but they at least weren't well known in the keto field of things. So yeah, all we want is for you to go back and update it on that website. Like on the same blog, like I don't think you have to make a whole other page, but it would have saved us a little bit of hassle. I would say things that involve like candy making, caramelizing things, and heating things like pretty perfectly, it can be a little bit difficult, but I think that you won't fail more than once. So give it a try. We want to know how it comes out for you guys. Don't be afraid to try it, please. Thank you, TPHKetoDesserts. Like I said, she is the best candy making keto recipe channel guru out there. So if you're someone who has a bit of a problem with a sweet tooth and you're trying to stay keto, there's no other place to subscribe than her. Check her out on Instagram. She also has a website. So like this video and comment and let us know what are some of your favorite candy recipes that maybe we could tackle next. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You're not gonna wanna miss the rest of this s'mores. And LahvUs.